Ray Chase, Executive Artistic Director of Venice Theatre. We called it, and it was indeed, a grand gathering of community theaters from around the world. We had people from 9 other countries, as well as 2 from the United States. We'd have had 10, but Zimbabwe had some flight trouble due to the World Cup at the last minute. So, yeah, we ended up with 9 from around the world, all performing shows in their native languages, with their own country's style of performance. We had people from all over the country coming to see it, as well as a lot of local folks taking advantage of all the activities. In addition to that, there were workshops, there were gatherings, lots of social time. Vendors from around the country came in and displayed their wares. It was just a very busy week and a lot of fun for about 6 consecutive days.
All right. And can you tell me a little bit about, I mean, of all places for the AACT, which is an international organization, to hold this, why Venice? How did that happen?
Well, I think it has to do with a few things. One is that we've got, I believe, just enough hotel rooms in our area to host a nice international festival. We also have in our theater an infrastructure, in that our theater is large enough to coordinate all the activities. You know, we're very fortunate. We're the largest community theater per capita in the United States. So you'd think, why a small town? Well, the small town has more charm, and people can enjoy it more as long as you have the theater there and the businesses to support the festival. And of course, we were able to do that. And we're a resort town. We're a place that people want to come, and that helped also. And the weather cooperated with us. It was a beautiful week. Turned out to be a great affair, and it turned out to be just the right size town for this type of festival. We had over 400 hotel room nights. There were folks wandering up and down the avenues for a week. I know, because I saw their beach bags that they got from us for the festival hanging off their shoulders as they walked. So that was the big thing. Also, I believe it brings Venice to the center of a lot of folks' attention, especially in our area. We had a lot of press coverage of the event. We had a lot of folks driving in from North County, from out of county, to see what Venice had to offer in terms of the festival, but also as a community, because, you know, once they were down here, they spent some time and spent some money.
From the staff and the volunteer perspective, what sort of effort does it take to put on something like this?
It was massive. It was absolutely massive. I mentioned in a radio interview before the festival that I thought it was going to be the greatest display of volunteerism that our area had ever seen, and I honestly believe that. We had more than 500 volunteers working on this project, some of whom worked multiple days, and for months on end prior to the festival to get ready for it. We not only had to deal with all the visa issues of bringing groups in, the artistic choices that we had to make in terms of which groups we had in, but we also had to deal with making sure that they were housed, because it's a tradition in the U.S. to home house all of the performers and crew members. And so those folks were staying in people's homes, so that had to be coordinated, and to make sure that people could be communicated with, so that enough folks who either spoke English could be housed with our locals, or maybe our locals spoke their language as well. So just that effort alone, in addition to the production values that we had to try to help them create. You can't travel with a huge set from 6,000 miles away, not economically anyway, and so we built 80% of the scenery that the audiences saw, maybe even 90%, based on requests from the companies themselves. We had registrations, we had the hotel to arrange and to coordinate, of course merchandising, all of the vendor arrangements, information, because people don't know our town. They have to learn about it as they go through the week. The building was open from 6:30 in the morning until 1 a.m. all week long, and activity happening during that entire time. It really didn't let up, and it was a supreme effort, I think, by both staff and volunteers. I think the youngest volunteer that we used was one of our flag bearers, who was just 5 years old, and our oldest home host was 94. No, I'm sorry. Our oldest home host was 90. So we had an age range of 85 years, which is somewhat typical of Venice Theatre and of our community. Yeah, that was tremendous, because we would see folks who were a little older work in the lobby, helping folks with information that they might need, and meanwhile backstage and on stage we had teenagers helping coordinate the changeover efforts. It was a huge range of ages, and you know what? I think that everybody got a lot out of it. I know that I've talked to all age ranges, and they all thoroughly enjoyed the experience for different reasons.
Hi, I'm Christy Quinn. I'm from Dakota City, Nebraska, and I am the Vice President of Festivals for ACT. So I'm here for those meetings, but I also love Venice, Florida, and any excuse I can't have to come here, I will come here. And then secondly, I love international festivals, so it's, you know, like a triple play. I've got hitting all my bases at one time.
No, I'm Linda Lee. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm Executive Vice President of AACT and will eventually become President. And I'm here because I love theater. I love AACT and the connection that it creates between people and people who love theater. And international festivals, as you mentioned, they are so much fun. They're different, just totally different. And I expect to get to the beach at least once while I'm here.
I like the spectacle that I see now. The people these days very, very sweet and very, very warm, and the volunteers and the workers on backstage are yes, extraordinary. Yes. I give thanks for all of them.
Thing I have to say, I never work in a theater so professional like that. Yeah, you are so lucky, and we are enchanted about it. It's so professional. You have everything. You have everything that one artist needs to work. You know, it's perfect. It's perfect for us.
I'm enjoying it immensely. I mean, it's the range of theater has been incredible that we've seen, and I mean everything from conceptual pieces to traditional plays with an arc and a story. The language barrier really hasn't been a barrier at any of the shows. It's been an amazing festival.
What's been your favorite part thus far?
My favorite part of the festival tonight was definitely the Russian version of The Miracle Worker. It was amazing. The entire first night, because of the diversity in the